Welcome back to Hack Engineering. Today we're going to be doing some work on the E92 M3, which I bought recently.
We've just started running through the health check.
The brakes are terrible.
This arm and this bit should be connected quite solidly.
That's come up as a red cross, which is basically item requiring urgent attention. And it's a V8, so you have to make it sound good. It's the rules. And really, once those two arms are done and the rest of it, this car should drive completely differently, I imagine. So we'll let Luke crack on. I think he's going to start with the service bits, then we'll move on to suspension and brakes and whatnot. Bit of a long morning ahead. But yeah, hopefully it all goes well, and then I'll be, as I said earlier, driving this to France tomorrow, so fingers crossed.
So we're going to remove the spark plugs next, as that's the next sort of a logical step under the bonnet before raising the vehicle again. And we've also got a K&N air filter to fit, but we need to remove the airbox to access the spark plugs on bank 2. So we'll fit that when we're putting the vehicle back together from the spark plugs. So we're just getting them all out of the boxes to make sure that they're all the same and all okay before we remove them, so that we're not stuck with a vehicle that can't run. So I'm just removing the airbox screws. We are actually fully removing them, as we've got some new black ones, as these can quite often corrode, as this one down here has. So whilst we've got the airbox apart, we're going to remove them all. You can't buy them individually from BMW, but again, we've specified a like-for-like bolt out of a better material and in a black coating to protect against corrosion. So we've removed the factory airbox lid. This is the filter which we're going to be renewing with the K&N one. As you can see, we've removed the lid and we've got a dead bumblebee and some leaves. The filter's relatively clean. It's probably only done about 8,000 miles, but it will definitely be breathing better once we've got the K&N unit in. So I will try and remove this without spilling all of the debris everywhere. Go. So we've unplugged all our coil packs. We're just going to remove them now on bank 2, and then we'll have access to our spark plugs. Now that we've removed the airbox and we've got some better access, you can see the evidence of the leaking rocker covers. As I say, it's only weeping, it's a build up over a long time, causing a bit of a sludge. The rocker covers weeping like this isn't going to affect the car at all. It's not dripping any oil, so the oil level's not going to become low or cause anything to become covered in it, like the alternator that is beneath it on this side. But as it worsens, that will start to happen, and you don't really want all of your components getting covered in oil. And obviously you don't want your engine to lose oil in case it loses too much, and then it causes damage. We've now removed our 4 coil packs from bank 2, so we'll now remove the spark plugs. So we've removed the spark plug from cylinder 5 on bank 2. And it looks to be in good condition. We're renewing it with the exact same plug, and there's only a light bit of corrosion around the thread, and the electrodes all look nice and clean, so it's a sign that that cylinder's been running well. So now we're going to install the K&N air filter. So we've installed the air box. Just get this out. These are a nice simple install. Quality air filter is good. You don't want any debris entering the engine, so you want good filtration, which when you're looking for more performance and you want more air in, it's quite easy to lose quality of filtration in order to gain airflow, but trying to keep the airflow high and filtration high means that you need quality. Yes, this side we're now doing bank 1 spark plugs. It's a little bit less involved. All we've got to do is loosen the screws on the coolant tank to be able to slide the ignition coil cover out, and then it's the same procedure. There's no rubber grommet at the front. Well, at least it's not airbox side. Bank 1 ignition cover. It's meant to have 2 of these mounts with the rubber grommets to secure it to the engine, but as we can see on this side, obviously the last person that had it out as that broke on removal, which they can be quite tight, so it's not really due to them being heavy-handed. It's just part of an old car. So a new one of these will be needed, but there's not going to be any issues. It's still got 1 rubber locator and the rubber feet, so for the time being, until we get one into stock, it will be fine. Dramatic. Well, we haven't taken the oil filter out yet. If we take the oil filter out and it looks like a rose gold paste, then Ben will probably cry. Definitely. I just need to get that last spark plug out, and then the new ones can go in. Right, time for beepy beepy.
Okay, yeah. Is that your nickname for it?
We actually goes beep. If I can even get it in. Back one is so buried. So we're just finishing off the spark plugs. We're just putting the coil packs and cover back onto bank 1, and then we're going to remove the oil filter, drain the engine oil, have a look, make sure it's nice and clean and there's no debris or anything suspicious going on, and then we'll get the engine running again with its new engine oil, and then we'll move on to doing differential and brake fluid.
Just black.
Yes, please, Karen. My cup is just there. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Did you say you wanted a Bovril, Andy?
Oh, Sandy like Bovril?
Yeah, he's old.
We do have Coco upstairs.
Yeah.
Haven't we made it, my love? Oh, honey, look how we made it this far. Hasn't the pace been
I know. I did spot that.
It's not exactly like the only sign, but a nice sign that someone's cared is this cover. It's just a removable cover. But yeah, a lot of them are missing if the car's sort of not been looked after nicely, so always a nice thing to see for BMW nerds like us. I don't actually know what it does.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
all I can say is I look like new money, and the only thing I know is true. I owe it to you, I owe it to you.
Yeah, so a common issue with these, which is becoming more and more common as they get older, is you've got a plastic cover on the front of the Vanos unit, which gets brittle over time and basically breaks apart, falls off, and that can mean that the spring on the Vanos unit can come unseated. So other than taking the rock covers completely off, you can't really see, but with the oil filler cap off, we can get a fairly good look in there, and they all look nice and intact, which is obviously nice to see. But we are in the process of developing our own Vanos covers, which will be of a type that replaces the washer under the timing bolt, if anyone knows these engines at all. So we're on the clip-on type, which unfortunately there are, I don't know which ones they are. There's various companies that do make clip-on ones, and some of them are having problems. So we're doing a full replacement cover. So it'll be, you know, absolutely bomb-proof basically. So that'll be coming soon. We're going to be testing it on this car on another day, which is why we're not doing rock cover gaskets and things like that today, because that's all planned for a future episode and for a bit of development work. So keep your eyes peeled. Is it a genuine oil filter as well?
No, I don't think it is.
Oh, get that way.
Is this a moment of truth?
Yep, this is going to be it. Will Ben cry? Ben buying a house or a shoebox? Looks pretty good. It's dirty. It looks good. Are you alright just to get me 2 sump bungs for yours? We're going to do the same again at the front here. Whilst that's draining, is poke the old bits of rivet out of this tray. So nice and simple, job that can be done at home with a jack and a rivet gun, and doesn't take too long, and that's that bit done. I brought these fancy things that move all around. Now they're a pain to take apart.
Just have a look for glitter really. But no, it looks fun. It's good.
It looks like all George.
I'm fairly confident, but yeah, that's always good. It looks fairly fresh. I mean, it's done some mileage, but as expected, really.
There we go. Right, we've prepped our under tray. We've got our new rivets. Obviously, much easier to do with a pneumatic rivet gun. Well, he says if he can find the hole. And that's one side done. So we've allowed our oil to fully drain until it's just an occasional drip. We've chosen to renew both drain bungs and washers obviously, which come as part of the BMW oil filter kit. So we're going to get our sump bungs in, torqued up to 25 Newton meters as per specification, and then we'll lower it back down, fill it up with the service amount of oil, reinstall the filter, and start it up and check the level. We've got our brand new genuine filter, new O-rings, lubricated. So just going to install that into our filter housing, torque that to a specified 40 Newton meters as per the cap, reinstall our cover, fill it with the service amount of oil, start the engine up, and do an all level check. So we're just about to start up the E92. So we've done the spark plugs, we've done the engine oil and filter, the transmission under tray rivets, and the health check, and the wiper blades. So we're going to start it up, let it run for a little bit, and then check the oil level via the Screen wash, genuine BMW. So what we've done so far is just routine maintenance, stuff that is due on either time or mileage. We've got the brakes to do, which is still maintenance, but it's not necessarily time and mileage related. It's not due every 40,000 miles or any other figure like the oil and the spark plugs and the brake fluid are. The brake fluid, is due every 2 years. It doesn't have a mileage against it. It's just every 2 years, whether you drive the car lots or a little. So we'll be moving away from routine maintenance onto general maintenance with the brakes. And then we've got sort of light repairs with the suspension arms that Ben mentioned earlier. In theory, it should be quite simple. In theory. So yeah, we're just finishing off the rear brake fluid change, and then we're going to move to the front and bleed the fluid through at the front. The bolt is so crusty, I can't get a spanner. Time for some heat. Flow torch.